The fire story nobody expected this early is happening in Georgia, not California, not Arizona, not some dry mountain ridge out west. Georgia, a place most people think of as humid, green, covered in trees, and far away from the kind of wildfire disasters we usually see on national news. But this year, that picture changed. Extreme drought turned parts of South Georgia into a tinderbox. The grass dried out, the woods dried out, the soil dried out, and then the wind showed up. By late April, 2 massive wildfires in South Georgia had scorched more than 40,000 acres and destroyed over 120 homes. And one of them, the Highway 82 fire in rural Brantley County, burned at least 87 homes by itself. Officials said that may be the most homes ever destroyed by a single wildfire in Georgia's history. Think about that. A state people do not usually connect with massive wildfire loss may have just had one of its worst wildfire events ever. And the scariest part is how fast it moved. Residents were told to evacuate. Smoke filled roads. Crews struggled with shifting winds. Fire lines had to be reinforced over and over. And officials warned that without soaking rain, there was no easy way to stop it. Because once drought takes over, fire doesn't need mountains. It doesn't need the desert. It doesn't need California. It just needs dry fuel, wind, and one ignition point. And Georgia had all of it. The Highway 82 fire reportedly started after a foil balloon hit power lines. Something small, something random, something most people would never think about. But in the wrong conditions, one spark can become a disaster. That is what makes this story so unsettling, because wildfire risk is not staying where people expect it anymore. It is showing up in places that feel too green to burn, too humid to burn, too far east to burn. But when drought gets deep enough, forests change, dead trees become fuel, dry brush becomes a fuse, and wind turns a small fire into something that can erase entire streets. More than 150 wildfires were reportedly burning across Georgia and Florida during the same stretch. That means this was not just one fire. It was a regional warning sign, a pattern, a reminder that wildfire season is not just a Western problem anymore. And while storms, tornadoes, and hurricanes usually get the attention in the Southeast, fire is becoming part of the story too. Imagine going to sleep in a place surrounded by pine trees, thinking your biggest weather threat is wind or rain, and waking up to smoke outside your window. Emergency alerts, evacuation orders, a sky turned orange, roads disappearing into haze, homes burning in a place where many people never thought wildfire would be the thing that came for them. That is why this matters, because the map is changing, the danger zones are changing, and the old idea of where disasters usually happen is starting to break down. Georgia just reminded everyone that drought does not care what state you live in. Fire does not care if your neighborhood has never burned before. And once the woods are dry enough, the line between normal and emergency can disappear fast. For severe weather alerts, wildfire updates, earthquake tracking, and real-time forecast tools, go to StormScapes.xyz, because the next disaster may not come from the place people expect. Sometimes, it starts in the woods behind the house.